Have you ever felt like people just don't see your worth? Like no matter how kind, smart, or creative you are, they laugh, ignore, or call you crazy? Guess what? You're not alone. Some of the greatest minds and most powerful souls were once misunderstood, mocked, even called names by the very people who now worship them. Today's story is about you, the chosen one. Yes, you. The one who stayed quiet while others judged, the one who had a dream no one believed in, the one who got laughed at by narcissists, the people who thought they were better than you, louder than you, and smarter than you. But something is about to change, and when it does, even the narcissists will be speechless. And the whole town, they'll line up with apologies because you're a genius, and it's time the world finds out. So stay with me till the end, because this message isn't just a story, it's your comeback moment. Join our community of chosen ones, where your light is seen, your voice is heard, and your journey is celebrated. Tap like, leave a comment, and hit subscribe to walk with others just like you. There was a time when nobody believed in you. People didn't understand your thoughts, your dreams, or the way you saw the world. Instead of asking questions or listening to your ideas, they laughed. Some whispered behind your back. Others rolled their eyes when you spoke. They thought you were strange. They thought you were just wasting time. But you didn't argue with them. You didn't try to explain everything. You didn't beg for them to see your worth. Instead, you stayed quiet. You paid attention. You worked in silence. While they laughed, you were learning. While they joked, you were growing. While they ignored you, you were preparing for something big. And that's where the real magic began. This part of your journey is what we call the mockery phase. It's when people think you're nothing special. But deep inside, something powerful is waking up. They couldn't see what you were becoming because they were too busy judging who you were at the time. The truth is, most people don't laugh because they're right. They laugh because they're afraid of what they don't understand, afraid that someone they once made fun of might rise above them. You see, the people who mock others are often the ones who feel empty inside. They hide behind jokes because they're scared to face their own failures. But not you. You kept your head down and trusted the process. You didn't let their words break you. You let their doubt become your fuel. And that fuel lit a fire inside you, a fire that's still burning today. So if you're in that phase right now, the phase where people laugh, judge, or ignore you, just remember, the same people who laugh at you today may be the ones clapping tomorrow. Keep building, keep growing, keep going. There was a time when nobody believed in you. People didn't understand your thoughts, your dreams, or the way you saw the world. Instead of asking questions or listening to your ideas, they laughed. Some whispered behind your back. Others rolled their eyes when you spoke. They thought you were strange. They thought you were just wasting time. But you didn't argue with them. You didn't try to explain everything. You didn't beg for them to see your worth. Instead, you stayed quiet. You paid attention. You worked in silence. While they laughed, you were learning. While they joked, you were growing. While they ignored you, you were preparing for something big. And that's where the real magic began. This part of your journey is what we call the mockery phase. It's when people think you're nothing special. But deep inside, something powerful is waking up. They couldn't see what you were becoming because they were too busy judging who you were at the time. The truth is, most people don't laugh because they're right. They laugh because they're afraid of what they don't understand, afraid that someone they once made fun of might rise above them. You see, the people who mock others are often the ones who feel empty inside. They hide behind jokes because they're scared to face their own failures, but not you. You kept your head down and trusted the process. You didn't let their words break you. You let their doubt become your fuel. And that fuel lit a fire inside you, a fire that's still burning today. So if you're in that phase right now, the phase where people laugh, judge, or ignore you, just remember, the same people who laugh at you today may be the ones clapping tomorrow. Keep building, keep growing, keep going. There's always that one person, you know the type, the one who walks into the room and acts like they know everything. They talk over people, correct everyone, and make others feel small just to seem big. They love being the loudest voice and hate when someone else shines. That's the narcissist smirk. That little grin they give when they think they've already won. When they think they're the smartest, the strongest, the best. They look at others like they're beneath them, like no one else could ever rise higher than them. And you? You were quiet. You didn't show off. You didn't try to argue. They thought silence meant weakness. They were wrong. Here's the hook. The shift they never saw coming. While they were busy showing off, you were busy showing up for yourself. You were learning, growing, and becoming wiser. You didn't need to prove anything, because the truth was always going to speak louder than their pride. Then comes the moment when truth finally hits. It doesn't arrive softly. It strikes like lightning, fast, clear, and impossible to ignore. Their smirk fades, their eyes widen, that confident look melts into quiet disbelief, because suddenly the person they once looked down on has risen far above. They can't deny it anymore. Your talent, your strength, your mind, everything they once mocked is now what the world is clapping for. And the narcissist? They're speechless, not because they've changed, but because they've been exposed. The lies they told, the pride they carried, it all collapses in front of the truth you became. That smirk? Gone. So if someone ever looks down on you thinking they've already won, let them. Stay focused, stay silent. Let your progress surprise them, because nothing humbles pride faster than the quiet rise of someone they thought would never shine. Sometimes the smartest people in the room don't say much. They don't need to. They're not loud. They're not busy showing off. Instead, they sit quietly. They watch. They listen. They learn. That was you. You didn't rush to prove yourself. You didn't waste time trying to impress people who didn't want to understand you. Instead, you were observing, collecting knowledge, building skills. While others were trying to look smart, you were actually becoming smart. They didn't see it. They were too busy laughing. They joked about your ideas. They said your dreams were too big. Some called you slow. Others said you were weird. But you didn't fight back with words. You chose a better weapon, mastery. Here's the twist. You did the powerful hook they never expected. The same thing they used to laugh at is now the thing they admire. The skills they ignored, now they respect them. The ideas they rejected, now they follow them. You were a genius in disguise. You didn't need a crown to be royalty. You earned it through work, patience, and focus. Now that weird idea they laughed at, it's your success story. That quiet habit of learning in the background, it's the reason you're ahead now. You didn't get lucky. You got prepared. You didn't scream for attention. You became so great, attention couldn't ignore you, and now they look at you differently. The same people who once made fun of you are now asking, how did you do it? They thought you were invisible. Now you're unforgettable. Let this be your reminder. You don't need to shine loudly to shine brightly. True genius doesn't rush. It watches, it learns, it grows, until the world can no longer pretend not to see it. While others were out chasing attention, laughing in groups and living for the moment, you were somewhere quiet, working. While they mocked you, calling you boring or too serious, you kept your head down and focused. They didn't see the long nights, the sacrifices, or the way you were building something in silence. You weren't trying to impress anyone, you were trying to become someone. That's the part they didn't understand. They thought success came from being seen, but you knew something different. You knew that true greatness is born in the shadows, away from the noise, away from the crowd. You were grinding when no one was watching. You were growing when no one was cheering. And while they were out partying, you were quietly putting in the work, step by step, day by day. They laughed because they couldn't see the end of the story. They thought your silence meant you had nothing to offer. But what they didn't realize was that you were preparing for the moment when the world would finally pay attention. And you'd be ready. Now, that moment has arrived. The spotlight is yours, and it's not by chance. It's because you earned it. All those quiet hours have built something unshakable inside you. Now when people clap, it's not just for what you've achieved. It's for the discipline, the strength, and the patience you showed when no one else believed in you. You turned silence into strength, and now your gift speaks louder than any words ever could. So let them stare. Let them wonder how you did it. Because the truth is simple. While they played, you prepared. While they doubted, you delivered. And now they're watching as you take the stage you were always meant for. There was a time when people didn't just doubt you. They tried to be you. They couldn't understand how your mind worked, but they wanted the results you were getting. So instead of supporting you, they copied you. They repeated your words without giving you credit. They took your ideas and tried to pass them off as their own. They watched you quietly, hoping to steal your spark and make it theirs. Some even mocked your dreams out loud, but behind the scenes, they were secretly studying you. But what they didn't realize is something you always knew deep down. Real genius can't be copied. Your thoughts didn't come from books or shortcuts. They came from your soul, your struggles, your quiet work in the dark when no one was watching. That kind of power doesn't come from stealing. It comes from living, learning, and becoming. They thought they could keep up with you by mimicking your outside. But they didn't understand your inside, your purpose, your passion, your persistence. It's easy to copy a style. It's easy to repeat words, but it's impossible to steal authenticity, and that's what you had all along. You weren't doing this for attention. You were walking your path because it was yours. While they were busy chasing your footsteps, you were already 3 steps ahead, creating something new again. You never stopped evolving. That's what separates a follower from a leader. A leader creates from within, while the follower just tries to keep up. And now, that truth is catching up with them. They're scrambling, they're confused. The blueprint they tried to copy doesn't work anymore, because it was never the blueprint, it was you. And you've already outgrown that version of yourself. You've changed, improved, and reached higher. They're stuck chasing a shadow that doesn't exist anymore. It's a strange thing to watch. The same people who once laughed at your ideas are now trying to imitate them, hoping to grab the attention that was meant for you. But attention without originality is empty. It fades, and that's what's happening now. You've become something they can't explain, something they can't predict. You've moved beyond their reach, because what they were trying to copy wasn't just a look or a phrase. It was a spirit, and spirit can't be cloned. Let them try, let them chase. While they're focused on your past, you're already writing your future, because when you're the original, you don't need to compete. You just keep creating. There was a time when they didn't take you seriously. They laughed at your ideas, rolled their eyes at your plans, and whispered behind your back. You were the joke to them. Someone they thought was dreaming too big, reaching too high, or simply not good enough. Every step you took toward your goal was met with sarcasm or silence. They didn't believe in your vision, and they didn't care to understand it. You could feel the ridicule in their voices and see it in their body language. But you kept moving. You didn't try to explain yourself. You didn't argue or beg for support. Instead, you chose the higher road. You stayed focused, even when it hurt. You believed in your own path, even when no one else did. And now, something has changed. Slowly, one by one, the same people who mocked you are coming back around, but not with laughter this time. No, now they come with lowered eyes and quiet voices. They try to act like they never doubted you, or they offer weak, half-hearted apologies. Some won't even say the words out loud, but you can see it in their faces. The pride they're trying to swallow. The truth hit them hard, because the very thing they made fun of is now the thing they respect. They've watched your results speak louder than their doubts, and the power of results. It shuts down egos, it silences pride. They can't argue with what you've built, they can't deny the progress you've made, and they can't copy the strength it took to walk that lonely road. It's a humbling experience, not for you, but for them. They're realizing that the person they overlooked, the one they laughed at, was actually ahead the whole time. They thought they were better than you, but now they're realizing they weren't even seeing the full picture. Respect has replaced ridicule. not because they changed, but because you did the work. You earned what they thought you never could. You became what they thought you'd never be. And now they can't help but acknowledge it, even if it burns their pride to do so. That's the beauty of rising in silence. The results speak for themselves. You didn't need to get even. You didn't need to fight back. You just kept building, and now they're watching what they once laughed at shine brighter than anything they ever expected. Because when the results are undeniable, even the loudest critic has no choice but to go quiet. There's something that eats away at a narcissist more than anything else. And it's not anger, insults, or being ignored. What really breaks them is watching someone they once looked down on rise above them. You see, narcissists survive on attention. They feed off control. They want to be the smartest in the room, the most admired, the one everyone looks up to. They build their identity by stepping on others, especially the ones they think are weaker or less talented. And for a long time, they saw you as that person. Average, they called you. Too quiet, not impressive, nothing special. In their eyes, you were someone to use, overlook, or control. They thought they had you figured out. But here's what they didn't see coming. Growth. Quiet, unstoppable growth. You weren't trying to compete with them. You weren't chasing fame or attention. While they were busy showing off, you were busy showing up for yourself. You were learning, building, and sharpening your skills when no one was looking. You didn't need applause to keep going. You were fueled by something real. And then it happened. The moment where everything shifted. Suddenly, the one they called average started standing out. You began to shine in ways they couldn't fake. Your work spoke louder than their words. Your peace made more impact than their noise. And nothing, absolutely nothing, crushes a narcissist more than being outshined by the person they once dismissed. That's their worst nightmare. They can't handle the loss of control. They can't accept that the one they tried to dim is now the one lighting up the room. And the best part? You didn't rise to get revenge. You rose because it was your time. You rose because you worked for it. And that's what makes your success even more powerful. Narcissists love to believe they're untouchable, but what they can't copy and what they can't fake is genuine growth. You didn't skip steps, you climbed everyone, and now they're left watching you from the shadows, pretending they're not bothered. But deep down, they're burning. Their smirk? Gone. Their control? Broken. Their pride? Shaken. Because in the end, the loudest ego in the room will always be silenced by the quietest truth. Real power doesn't scream. It shines. And now that you're shining, there's no hiding it anymore. You weren't just ignored. You were pushed aside, left out, made to feel like you didn't belong. People didn't just look past you. Some even rejected you openly. They acted like you were invisible or worse, a problem they wanted to avoid. You knew what it felt like to be the outcast. The one who didn't fit in, the one who wasn't invited, the one whose ideas were dismissed. It was lonely, painful, and unfair, but instead of breaking you, that rejection became your fuel. You didn't let it stop you. You didn't waste your energy fighting back or begging for acceptance. You took that pain and used it to push yourself harder. While others were busy welcoming each other, you were busy building yourself. At first, your name meant nothing to them. It was like a whisper in a noisy room, easily forgotten, easily ignored. But as time passed, something began to change. The same people who rejected you started to notice you. Not because you begged for attention, but because your results became impossible to overlook. Your hard work started to show, your skills grew sharper, and your achievements began to speak louder than any words. The silence that once ignored you was replaced by whispers, but these whispers were different. They carried something new. admiration. Now, when your name is mentioned, the room goes quiet. People listen. There's a shift in the air. Instead of scoffing or sneering, they nod with respect. Your ideas, once dismissed, are now studied. Your presence, once unwanted, is now sought after. You went from being the outcast to the person others want to understand. Your journey from rejection to recognition is real proof that success isn't just about being liked. It's about being true to yourself and working hard when no one's watching. And there's something else in their eyes now. Regret. They regret the way they treated you before, the chances they missed by ignoring you, and the words they said that didn't mean much at the time but now sting in their minds. Sometimes respect comes with a hint of apology, a silent wish that they had believed in you earlier. But you don't need their approval anymore. You have your own story, your own power, and your own place. From outcast to legend, that's the journey you've made. And it's not just about fame or praise. It's about proving to yourself that no matter how they treated you, you rose above it all. Your name now carries weight, not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. That's the true meaning of the shift. When silence turns into respect and rejection turns into legacy. People can be tricky. Sometimes the ones who acted like they didn't care about you or your success are actually paying more attention than you realize. They might pretend they don't notice how far you've come. They act like your achievements don't matter or that your progress is just a coincidence. But behind that cold front, there's something else going on. They're watching. Secretly, they're glued to your every move. Your name stays in their search bar. They check your social media, follow your updates, and quietly compare themselves to you. It's an obsession they don't want to admit, but it's real. Why does this happen? It's because your success challenges everything they believed about you. When you were struggling or invisible, they didn't think much about you. But now that you're growing and shining, it's like a puzzle they can't solve. They don't understand how you did it. They try to ignore it, but your progress is too loud to ignore. The more you rise, the more uncomfortable they become. So instead of congratulating you, they watch from the shadows, hoping to figure out your secret or find a way to catch up. This secret watching shows something important. Even though they pretend not to care, deep down they respect you. They respect your strength, your focus, and your ability to keep going no matter what. It's hard for them to say it out loud, but their actions prove it. They want to be where you are, they want to have what you have, but because they're stuck in old habits or pride, they can't just admit it. Sometimes when people watch like this, it can feel like pressure. You might wonder if they're judging you or waiting for you to fail. But here's the thing, their secret attention doesn't define you. It means you've moved into a new space where people notice your power, even if they won't say it. It means your hard work is impossible to hide. And that's something to be proud of. Instead of feeling uncomfortable about being watched, use it as motivation. Keep doing your best, keep growing, and keep shining. The more they watch, the more you prove that your success isn't a fluke. It's real, it's earned, and it's just the beginning. So remember, while they act like they don't see you, your journey is the story they can't stop following, even if they try to pretend otherwise. That's the power of being truly unstoppable. There was a time when your ideas were the joke of the town. The same people who now act like they support you were the ones who laughed the hardest. They whispered behind your back, rolled their eyes when you spoke, and made fun of your dreams. You could feel the weight of their doubt and disrespect. It wasn't just teasing. It was clear they didn't believe you could succeed. But you didn't let their words stop you. You kept going quietly, building something real while they mocked and ignored you. Now the tables have turned. The very people who doubted you are the ones standing up and saying things like, "We always knew you had something special." Hearing this from them is almost unbelievable. It feels strange, like the world is flipped upside down. Their words might sound nice, but deep down, you know it's filled with irony. They didn't support you when you needed it. They laughed instead. But now, because your success is impossible to ignore, they have to admit you were right all along. This moment is powerful. It's not just about hearing apologies. It's about seeing how your hard work changed everything. Their mockery couldn't stop you. Their doubts didn't break you. And now their words are forced, coming from mouths that once mocked you. That irony burns because it reminds you how wrong they were. You were not just dreaming, you were preparing. You weren't just talking, you were acting. And now they're left with no choice but to admit it. Sometimes public apologies can feel awkward, or even fake. They might not say sorry in the way you want or admit fully how much they doubted you. But the fact that they're trying to make amends shows a shift. It means your success changed their minds and opened their eyes. It means you proved something important, that you are capable, strong, and worthy of respect. This public apology era is a symbol of your journey. It marks the moment when the world begins to see you differently, from outcast to respected, from ignored to admired. You didn't need their approval to grow, but getting it now shows how far you've come. Their words might be late, but they are a sign that your impact is real. So, hold your head high, let the irony burn, but don't let bitterness stay. Instead, use this moment as proof that staying true to yourself, even when others don't believe in you, is the greatest victory of all. Your success speaks louder than any doubt ever could. And now, even the harshest critics have to listen. Karma hits in 4K means that what people do to others eventually comes back to them. And sometimes, it comes back in the clearest, most undeniable way possible. Imagine karma as a powerful force, like a mirror or a camera that doesn't miss a thing. It watches every action, every word, and every choice. And when the time is right, it shows everyone exactly what really happened, with proof. That can't be ignored. In your story, there were people who didn't believe in you. They laughed at your dreams, made fun of your ideas, and treated you like you were less than them. They whispered behind your back, rolled their eyes when you spoke, and maybe even tried to hold you back. They acted like your goals were silly or impossible. But all the while, you kept working. You stayed focused, learning and growing even when it was hard. You didn't waste time fighting or trying to prove yourself to every doubter. You simply did your work, quietly, patiently, and with determination. Then karma started to do its job. It started showing up in the most obvious ways. The same people who mocked you began to see your success. They saw how your hard work paid off. They noticed the opportunities you earned and the respect you gained. But what made it even sweeter wasn't just that you succeeded, it was how clear the evidence was. Karma came back with receipts, proof that their words and actions didn't stop you, proof that you were right all along. When karma hits in 4K, it means it's crystal clear. There's no way to deny it, no way to twist the story. Your success isn't just a rumor or luck, it's solid, it's real. It's backed by hard work, results, and undeniable achievements. And the people who doubted you have to face that truth. They can't pretend anymore. They can't say you were wrong, because now the evidence is right in front of them, shining bright and impossible to ignore. This kind of karma is satisfying not just because it proves something to others, but because it proves something to yourself. It shows you that staying true to your path, even when no one believed in you, was worth it. It shows you that kindness, patience, and persistence can outlast negativity and mockery. And it reminds you that sometimes the best way to win isn't by arguing or proving people wrong in the moment. It's by letting your success speak for itself over time. Karma hitting in 4K also teaches an important lesson about fairness and justice in life. When people treat others badly, it might seem like they get away with it at first, but eventually the truth comes out. It might not happen immediately, but it does happen, and when it does, it's as clear as day. The unfairness gets corrected not because of revenge, but because of natural balance. People see who really worked hard and who only talked a big game. They see who was genuine and who was fake. This kind of karma also changes how you see yourself. Instead of holding on to anger or resentment, you feel proud and confident. You know that your success is clean. It wasn't built by stepping on others or cutting corners. It was built on your effort, your focus, and your belief in yourself. And that feeling is stronger than any apology or recognition from others. So when karma hits in 4K, it's not just about getting back at those who doubted you. It's about shining so brightly that no one can deny your light. It's about showing that real success comes from being authentic, working hard, and staying patient. And it's about living your life in a way that makes you proud, no matter what others say. In the end, karma is more than just a concept. To me, it's proof that what you put out into the world comes back to you. And when it hits in 4K, it hits with clarity, power, and undeniable truth. Your journey is a living example of that, and nothing can take that away from you. When you first shared your ideas, people laughed. It wasn't just a little chuckle. It was a kind of laughter that made you feel like your dreams were silly or impossible. They didn't understand what you were talking about. Your vision was too big, too different, or just too new for them to grasp. They thought you were dreaming too high or trying to do something no one else could. So instead of supporting you, they made fun of your ideas. They called you unrealistic, told you to stop wasting your time, and some even said you were crazy for thinking you could make it happen. At that moment, it might have felt lonely. It's hard when the people around you don't believe in what you see for your future. When you imagine something amazing and others just laugh or shake their heads, it can make you doubt yourself. But what makes this story special is that you didn't give up. You kept holding on to your vision even when no one else did. You didn't change your dreams to fit what others wanted. Instead, you worked harder, stayed focused, and turned those ideas into action. Now here's where things get interesting. The same people who laughed are faced with a new reality, your reality. The ideas they mocked, they're real now. The vision you had, which they said was impossible, it's happening. They see what you built, what you created, and the success you earned from believing in yourself. But instead of saying, "I told you so," they stay silent. Their silence is louder than words. It's filled with surprise, maybe a little regret, and definitely respect they're not ready to admit out loud. That silence can be powerful. It shows they never expected you to come this far. It shows how their doubt didn't just hurt your feelings, it underestimated your strength. And it teaches us something important. Sometimes people can't understand a vision until it becomes real. Until they see it with their own eyes, they don't believe it's possible. Your journey from being laughed at to making your vision come true is proof that belief in yourself matters most. When others don't get your ideas, it doesn't mean those ideas are bad. It means they need time to catch up. It means your thinking is ahead of its time. And it means you're brave enough to follow a path that others are too scared or too stuck to walk. This moment also shows the difference between dreamers and doers. Dreamers talk and imagine, but doers take action. They keep working, learning, and improving until their dreams become facts. You didn't just dream, you acted. You turned laughter into fuel and silence into motivation. And now your vision shines so brightly that no one can ignore it. So when you see people who once laughed at your ideas staying quiet now, remember what you've accomplished. Their silence is a sign of your success. It's a reminder that your vision was never silly or impossible. It was ahead of its time. And by believing in yourself when others didn't, you showed true courage. Your story is an example for everyone who has big ideas but faces doubt. It teaches that even if people don't understand you now, your vision can become their reality someday. And when it does, Their silence will speak louder than any words ever could. Surprise, maybe a little regret, and definitely respect they're not ready to admit out loud. That silence can be powerful. It shows they never expected you to come this far. It shows how their doubt didn't just hurt your feelings, it underestimated your strength. And it teaches us something important. Sometimes people can't understand a vision until it becomes real. Until they see it with their own eyes, they don't believe it's possible. Your journey from being laughed at to making your vision come true is proof that belief in yourself matters most. When others don't get your ideas, it doesn't mean those ideas are bad. It means they need time to catch up. It means your thinking is ahead of its time. And it means you're brave enough to follow a path that others are too scared or too stuck to walk. This moment also shows the difference between dreamers and doers. Dreamers talk and imagine, but doers take action. They keep working, learning, and improving until their dreams become facts. You didn't just dream, you acted. You turned laughter into fuel and silence into motivation. And now, your vision shines so brightly that no one can ignore it. So, when you see people who once laughed at your ideas staying quiet now, remember what you've accomplished. Their silence is a sign of your success. It's a reminder that your vision was never silly or impossible. It was ahead of its time, and by believing in yourself when others didn't, you showed true courage. Your story is an example for everyone who has big ideas but faces doubt. It teaches that even if people don't understand you now, your vision can become their reality someday. And when it does, their silence will speak louder than any words ever could. A glow-up is more than just looking better on the outside. It's about growing and changing in many important ways, inside and out. When people think of a genius glow-up, they don't only imagine someone getting smarter, they see someone who has changed deeply in their mind, heart, and even in the way they carry themselves. It's like a total transformation that everyone can feel, even if they don't always say it out loud. At first, you might have been seen just as a regular person, but maybe quiet, misunderstood, or even overlooked. People didn't expect much from you. They judged you only by what they saw on the surface. Maybe they thought you were just another face in the crowd, someone average and easy to ignore. But what they didn't know was how much you were growing inside. You became mentally sharp, no doubt. You studied, learned, and understood things better than anyone expected. You sharpened your mind like a sword, ready to face any challenge. But that was just part of your glow-up. Your growth didn't stop at your brain. You changed spiritually, which means you connected more with yourself and the world around you. You became more peaceful, more aware of your purpose, and more confident in who you are deep down. Emotionally, you leveled up too. Instead of reacting to every insult or setback, you learned patience and strength. You controlled your feelings instead of letting them control you. You understood yourself better, which helped you handle stress, fear, and even jealousy from others. Your emotions became a source of power, not weakness. Physically, your glow-up showed in how you carried yourself. Maybe you started standing taller, walking with more confidence, or simply smiling more. Your presence became noticeable. Your aura, that special feeling people get when they're around you, changed completely. It was like you were glowing from the inside out. People could tell something was different about you, even if they couldn't say exactly what. This kind of transformation makes a big impact. When people who doubted you before see this glow up, they realize they were wrong. They thought you were just average, but now your whole being screams success, confidence, and growth. They see that you're not just smart, you're strong, balanced, and glowing with energy. That genius glow up sends a powerful message. It's not only about what you know, but who you become. It shows that true success involves growing in every part of life. It's mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical. And when all those parts come together, you become unstoppable. This glow-up also inspires others. It tells everyone watching that they can change too. They don't have to stay stuck in doubt or negativity. They can grow and shine just like you did. It's proof that hard work on yourself really pays off, not just in what you achieve, but in how you feel and how others see you. So when your aura now screams, "You were wrong about me," it's because you've become more than what anyone expected. You are a full package of brilliance and strength. Your glow-up is the proof that you were always meant for greatness, even if no one believed it before. And now there's no way for anyone to deny it. Narcissists are people who always want to be the center of attention. They believe they are better than everyone else, and they try to control others to keep their power. They love to manipulate, outsmart, and ignore anyone who they see as a threat. But there comes a moment when they realize they can't do any of that to you anymore. And when that moment comes, they fold, they break down and lose their strong, confident act. At first, narcissists might try to make you feel small or weak. They might insult you, spread rumors, or act like they know everything. Their goal is to make you doubt yourself and keep you under their control. They want to be the smartest person in the room, the one everyone listens to. They want you to stay quiet, confused, or scared. This is how they keep their power. But you didn't fall for it. You saw through their tricks. You didn't let their words control how you felt about yourself. You stayed calm and focused on your own goals. You learned how to protect your mind and heart from their games. That's when things started to change for the narcissist. When narcissists see that they can't manipulate you anymore, they lose their grip. It's like trying to hold on to something slippery. The harder they try, the more they lose control. They can't get you to act the way they want. They can't twist your thoughts or feelings like before. And they can't ignore you because your success and confidence are shining too brightly. Now the narcissist is in trouble. Their usual ways don't work anymore. They feel exposed, weak, and powerless. Their carefully built image of being perfect and in control starts to crack. They realize that you are stronger than they thought. You are no longer someone they can bully or fool, and that frightens them. Life sometimes puts us in situations where people doubt us, make fun of us, or try to bring us down. Maybe they told you that you would never succeed or that your dreams were impossible. Maybe they whispered behind your back, laughed at your ideas, or ignored your efforts. It can hurt, and it's natural to feel upset when others don't believe in you. But what truly matters is what you do next, how you respond to those doubts and negativity. This is where the ultimate redemption arc comes in. It's not about getting revenge or proving people wrong by making them feel bad. It's about something much greater, rising above the hurt, growing into your best self, and showing everyone your true strength through your achievements. It's a journey of turning negativity into motivation and failure into success. At one point, you might have heard people call you names like weird, too much, or even crazy. Maybe you stood out in ways they didn't understand. You might have been different. Maybe you dreamed bigger, thought differently, or just didn't fit in with the crowd. Instead of celebrating your uniqueness, some people judged you or made fun of you. It can be really tough to face that kind of rejection or criticism. But what's amazing is how things can change when the truth comes out. Now, those same people who once doubted or mocked you have started to call you different names. Names like gifted, genius, or someone with a divine purpose.